For the equation part, we have, what do we have? We have an ellipse with focus f1 and f2, coordinates c comma 0 and minus c comma 0, right? So what is the basic to calculate equation of any curve? Take a general point P with coordinate x comma y and try to relate this x comma y with given c comma 0, right? A comma 0. So let's see, we have simple only one definition, that this distance f1p plus f2p equals what? We have f1p plus f2p equals 2a, correct? So let's use this equation. So we have f1p as x plus c square plus y minus 0 square, correct? We have f2p as x minus c square plus y minus 0 square equals 2a, correct? Now rearranging the terms, we have x plus c square plus y square equals 2a minus root over x minus c square plus y square. Now squaring both the sides, we have x square plus c square plus 2xc plus y square equals, now we will have square of both the terms, so again a plus b whole square. So we have 4a square plus x minus c square plus y square minus 2 times of a and b, that is 2 times 2a, that is 4a times x minus c square plus y square, correct? Now again simplifying, we have x square plus c square plus 2xc plus y square equals 4a square plus x square plus c square minus 2xc plus y square minus 4a times x minus c square plus y square, right? So we have x square cancel out x square, c square cancel out c square, y square cancel out y square. Now again rearranging, we will take this term and this term, right? So we have taking this term to the left hand side, we have 4a root over x minus c square plus y square equals 4a square minus 2xc plus 2xc 4xc, correct? So 4 and 4 will cancel out, so we have a times x minus c square plus y square equals a square minus xc, correct? Now again squaring, we have a square times x minus c square plus y square equals a raised 4 plus x square c square minus 2a square xc. Again simplifying the terms, we have a square times x square plus c square minus 2xc plus y square equals a raised 4 plus x square c square minus 2a square xc, right? So we have opening the brackets as a square x square plus a square c square minus 2a square xc plus a square y square equals a raised 4 plus x square c square minus 2a square xc. So we have 2a square xc cancel out 2a square xc, correct? Now rearranging the terms, Rearranging the terms, we have this and this with x square, so we have x square times a square minus c square, and we have plus a square y square with this, and this is a raised 4 minus a square c square, correct, which will equals to a square common, a square minus c square, correct. Now let's divide the whole equation with the RHS value. So we have x square a square minus c square whole divided by a square times a square minus c square plus a square y square whole divided by a square times a square minus c square equals 1, correct. So a square cancel out a square minus c square cancel out a square minus c square. So we have x square by a square plus y square by, now this will be b square, right, because what do we see, a square plus b square, a square plus b square, sorry, we have in the ellipse, right. You see here we used this a square minus b square equals c square. So we have a square minus b square equals c square. So this is the equation of ellipse, correct. Thanks.